You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
But why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why, 35 years ago, fly the Atlantic? Why does Rice play Texas? We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other thing, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. We choose to go to the moon, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal, before this decade is out, of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the earth. Of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the earth.
Not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
Of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the earth.
We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon. Not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
Of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the earth.
Not because they are easy, but because they are hard. We choose to go to the moon. Not because they are easy, but because they are hard. We choose to go to the moon. Not because they are easy, but because they are hard. We choose to go to the moon.
Fantasyland, the happiest kingdom of them all. Presenting this week,
oldest dreams has been the desire for space travel, to travel to other worlds. Until recently, this seemed to be an impossibility. But great new discoveries have brought us to the threshold of a new frontier, the frontier of interplanetary space. In this Tomorrowland series, we are combining the tools of our trade with the knowledge of the scientists to give a factual picture of the latest plans for man's newest adventure. Here's Director Ward Kimball to tell you about it.
In working with engineers and scientists, we have found that there are many different opinions as to how we will eventually cross the space frontier. However, there's one point all of them seem to agree upon, and that is whether we use chemical fuels or atomic energy, it will be a rocket-powered ship that will finally take man into space. The first thing we found out was that the rocket is not such a modern invention after all. In fact, its history began way back in the 13th century. It was in China, to be exact, at the Battle of Kai Feng Fu. A little over 500 years later, Sir Isaac Newton explained this phenomenon by saying, "For every action force, there is always an equal but opposite reaction force." This same principle applies when we light an ordinary skyrocket. Action, reaction. Action, reaction.
This is the greatest force ever applied to move a vehicle. This is the cluster of rocket engines boosting the Saturn vehicle free of gravity, straight up. Rocketry, and the Saturn engines, of course, owe a credit to Sir Isaac Newton. In his third law of motion, he stated, "For every action, there is an opposite and equal reaction." Oh, and one other thing. Many people in the past thought that the rocket required a solid body of atmosphere to push against in order to move. Incorrect. If we fill a balloon with compressed air, there is a greater pressure within the balloon than outside. When we release the air within the balloon, the column of air escaping sets up a momentum going in one direction, and the reaction in the other direction, acting as pressure on the interior of the balloon, propels our little rocket. Fantasyland, the happiest kingdom of them all. Presenting this week,